Hi guys, and welcome to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. Welcome to the glorious Ubud. I'm now in a lovely little hotel. I treated myself to 2 nights here. Normally I stay in like little shacks and I love them there, but I wanted to just recuperate from 7 days of working extremely hard, putting 23 hours plus another another 6 hours on top of all the healing work that I've done. And so I think it's nice to treat yourself every now and again, you know. So this was quite a nice hotel, which I managed to have a lovely massage. So I'm feeling on top of the world, and to say that Bettina and Ajan and myself did a good job, I think that would be an understatement. And that's not being big-headed or anything. I just think that everybody truly got something from the 7 days, and we obviously hope that it's life-changing for them and they move forward with all the information, all the love and all the practices that we shared. And that's really predominantly what a retreat is. You don't just have a retreat and then go back for another one. You take everything from this retreat and utilize that knowledge, the movement, the food and the spirituality, and incorporate it into your life. So you then walk a more healthier, happier and more powerful you life. And that's what it's all about. So today's a great day, guys. If you're hearing some noises, Ubud is becoming, in the 4 years that we've been doing our retreats, we've noticed here how big it's growing, and not to a positive effect really, because it's growing so fast. A bit like the Costa del Sol in the 70s, 60s, 70s and 80s, it grew so fast, and it's growing like that here in Ubud. It really is becoming a little bit over built now, which is a little bit sad, but I suppose that's the progression of the world. You know, everybody's trying to catch up to everybody else, and they're all building everywhere. A little bit sad really, because I think keeping things authentic is far greater, you know, and far more powerful. But there you go, that's the way life is. So all the noise that you hear in the background is all the drilling, all the working, all the building, and it continues day after day here. So I'm heading up north now. I'm going to Jimbaran and further up, and I'm just going to, as you all know, write my book. This is why I'm here now. So the first book is The Power of Moldavite. The second book is You Are Your Guru. And then there's a third book, which is basically a Diary of an Accidental Psychic Part 2. And I also have one I'm just finishing off called From My Heart to Yours. So it's going to be a great beginning of 2019 for me, because I'll be launching quite a few books. And some special products are coming out too, which I've been working on for many months. So it's all great here. So, okay, what should we talk about today? I don't know. Don't know what to talk about today. I was talking to a friend, and it was about how do you know the difference between channeling psychic and spiritual energy and using your mind, your thoughts. And a lot of us, especially me, it's really challenging, because it's really difficult to explain that. It really is a challenge to explain. Maybe I can sort of give you an idea of, and a lot of the times there's a lot of frustration attached to that as well, guys. So I get a bit frustrated when people are trying to ask me these questions, and it's like, and the reason the frustration is not because of you asking me the question, it's just that, imagine there is two things happening at any given moment in your mind. And one is your mind is trying to explain a situation, and then at the same time, within your mind and within your body, you're receiving information. So at that moment, you're channeling and your mind's trying to process it. And one moment your mind's trying to tell you one thing, and the next moment you're trying to channel this energy, and there's almost like a battle going on. And one of the things that I teach at the Pure Energy Healing Academy is that whatever happens in the moment of healing and giving your thought and your feeling and what you experience, that is a natural flow which doesn't come with a thought. So it's as simple as, oh my God, you just go for something and you pick something up. Why did I do that? I don't know. That's when you're channeling. Why did something just all of a sudden manifest in my thought without my thinking about it? That's channeling. So it's kind of a flow that you allow to come in and you trust. But here's the thing. When you go over and have to think about maybe choosing a crystal to lay on your client, soon as you begin to think and think, oh, should I use this and that, that's your mind kicking in. That isn't channeling. That's your brain trying to figure out what you need. That isn't channeling. That isn't working with spirit. But all of a sudden, if for some reason you just walk over and grab a crystal and then walk back, and I say to you, why did you grab that crystal? And you said, I have no idea. Now you're channeling. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're on a path and you want to learn about how to connect to the spirit world, the most powerful way to begin is not to think. And that's the challenge. That's the hard thing. Because we are always trying to think that we need to do this, or should I do that, or shouldn't I do that? And that is the block. That blocks you instantly from opening up and just being the channel. So I guess that's kind of like one way of seeing it. The other way is that, how did I get into a certain place? How did this conversation just happen? When you question that, that's normally because you were channeling. Why do I forget certain things? Like, I was sat having a coffee with Christina and Idom this morning, and they both started laughing and saying, you know, you were really funny on one of your talks in the Heart Healing Retreat, and they started telling me what I was doing. I can't even remember saying or doing these silly things that I was doing, and people were laughing while I was talking. There were obviously a lot of truth, and there was a lot of understanding and deep spirituality going on, but obviously I was using some sort of laughter or jokes intertwined into this, and then I'm like sat listening to them laughing, and all of a sudden I can recall, my God, yeah, I remember now doing that. That's channeling, because I never write anything down before I talk. I never prepare anything, because if you're preparing, in my world, you're thinking about something, and that isn't the flow. So I guess what I'm saying is that the real true flow of spirituality is living in the moment. No expectations, no thought, no thinking what I should and shouldn't say. It just flows. And that's kind of like what I've learned to do. That has been my real challenge in these 13 years, not to think about anything, but to trust, because we are all being geared up to think. If you don't think, then you're not intelligent, you're not using your mind correctly, you're not worthy, and whatever you're doing is a load of nonsense. You see, that is the system trying to suppress your true nature, the true you. And so we are unprogramming ourselves from what the system has made you believe is nonsense, or just your imagination, or it's not even worth thinking about or talking about, because you're not using your mind. So a lot of this is chipping away at all the programming that we've all had. So I'm not sure if this has made much sense to you, but somebody asked me, what's the difference between channeling? How do you know when you're channeling a message? How do you know when you're using your psychic sense? Well, I hope I've explained to you how I differentiate between the two. So I guess I want to leave you on this note. If you do something and you don't know why you've done it, but you did it because it felt right, because you didn't think about it, and afterwards you thought, oh well, I just did it, then I think that's when you're channeling. That's when you're really flowing with the art of spirituality and the attunement to your higher self and the connection to the spirit world. If you have to think about anything at any given moment when you're doing it before or after, then you're not channeling. You're using your mind, and then you're trying to use your conscious self, your higher self. Does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't, but in my world, that's how I differentiate between the two. You might be able to combine them both and work with them both. Maybe you know how to switch on and switch off. I don't know about that, and that's the truth. I only know what I know and what works for me, and when I know I'm truly in the flow. And that's why for 14 years, as I've been reading your futures, I don't know what I've said afterwards, because I've been channeling your message, which is for you and not for me. So that kind of makes sense to me, because I feel better afterwards, because it's like a release. What happened then, I don't know. Was the information you got okay? Do you feel okay? Oh my God. Mark, where did that come from? How do you know that? I don't know, but it came through, and whatever I gave you, if it makes sense to you, then I've done my job. But if I'm trying to figure out what you are and who you are and think about that, then that's called cold reading. And that's the same as healing, that's the same as meditation, that's the same as whatever I'm doing towards my spiritual growth. If I'm thinking, then I'm using my mind. If you allow it in and you clear your mind, then you are receiving this beautiful psychic intuition, spiritual channeling flow from where we're all trying to connect at some part of our life, so we can feel that flow and we can feel that beautiful energy when we're meditating. And sometimes, just sometimes, we can connect to our family in spirit, and that's the real joy. That's like, wow, I've just received confirmation there, and I've just felt my brother, my sister, my mum, my dad, my child, whatever you want to connect with, to feel the love and presence of the spirit world. Well, that's why I've done this these many years. Not because I wanted to, because my book, The Diary of an Accidental Psychic, is exactly why I wrote the book, because it was an accident. I didn't believe in any of this. My mum died and she was 45. How could I believe any of this? Why would anybody take my beautiful, amazing mum away? And my dad, who was not a nice guy, was still here and lived for a long time. So why would I believe in any of this? So my path led me by accident to certain places where, oh my God, I felt something. Oh my God, something's just happened there. And I walked a path of trying to understand this. I didn't walk a path of wanting to be spiritual. That wasn't it. It was never it, and it isn't it today. But I walk a path of being a happier, kinder, more loving person. And I am definitely healing from my father's abuse. I'm healing from the fears and worries. I'm growing stronger from my sensitive heart, from all the people who try and hurt me and do things to upset me, which don't upset me anymore, because I realize that they're not upsetting me, and I realize it's all their issues, and so on. So we grow spiritually when we flow in the moment, and when we truly look at ourselves, when we truly are open and not thinking, we receive the correct information that helps us along a journey of life. Now, that isn't about being rich. That's about receiving abundance of understanding, and that makes you rich, because when you find out that everything is just an illusion and there to help you grow and to help you overcome the challenges and tests that are thrown at you from day to day, like you're a punch bag, then you realize that nothing is personal. And when you start to open up to this beautiful energy that is around you, you can live a lot happier in life, and the pain and suffering that is thrown at you from day to day doesn't affect you as long. Like sometimes, like for me, if somebody said something awful to me at the beginning of this journey, it would have affected me probably every day, all my life. It would have kicked in all the time. But now I realize that this path isn't about me. It's not personal. People aren't trying to hurt me or say hurtful things or do bad things. It's just about the reflection of how they're feeling. And that is a big step forward, because then you can start to let go of the suffering that we carry of other people's from day to day that stops us from our journey. So I call that the darkness. That's the darkness. That is only dark energy. That is heavy energy. That's dirty energy. That's bad energy. That isn't personal. The person who's saying this, it's not their fault, because I went through that. You went through it. We've all gone through it. We all knee-jerk. So once you realize all of these things aren't personal, you then think, wow, I hope they get better soon. And you really mean it. I mean it. If somebody says you're an ass, you're an idiot, you're a devil, you're this, you're that, I send them love, and I mean it. I want them to heal and feel stronger for two reasons. Why? One, because they won't attack anybody else, and two, because they'll start to feel what I feel, which is happiness and freedom, and actually there's nobody trying to hurt any of us. So when we heal ourselves from our past, we heal everybody else around us, because we're constantly loving and sharing that love, not by conversation, but by this flow I talk about, just by your actions, how you are, how you behave, just being you. And that raises the vibration of the world. And I guess that's where I am today with my little conversation. I hope it made a difference to you. I hope you understand the difference between channeling now and thinking. What's the difference? And yeah, I hope it helped a little bit. I'm not so sure, but I hope it has. So from a beautiful abode, I'm going to head off now to Jimbaran. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. I hope you can see the beautiful view behind me of the lush forests. And I hope you've taken some of this energy that I share with you right now from my heart to yours, and sending you a great cuddle. And I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for watching these videos. And I do them for you because I do care and I do love you, and I want you to feel exactly like I feel today, because this time 14 years ago I was a mess, and now I'm here as living proof that you can change your life from abuse, from hurt, and from being a sensitive soul. You can, and you will grow stronger, and you will be loved, and you will feel love in yourself. That I know, because you're watching this. So today is your day. Okay guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for all your messages. They're really beautiful. Well, I'm so inspired by your wisdom and your kindness, and some of the things you say blow me away. So good for you. You are your own guru. Take care guys. Bye.